So, hey guys, what is up? Welcome to the channel. And from this video on, I am going to cover DaisyUI. So, hey Dhruv, what is DaisyUI? So, DaisyUI is a front-end library that makes our life easier. And now you will ask me, Dhruv, what is a front-end library? So, think of front-end library like there is a developer somewhere in the world and he has written some components for us, and then he released those components publicly for anyone to use. Think of component library like this, right? So why do we need a front end library, and why not Bootstrap? So answering the first question, that why do we need a front-end library? Let's say that I'm in a hackathon, right? And I am building a project, and generally hackathons are they are, I guess, for 24 hours. Mostly hackathons are for 24 hours, right? And I have to do many things in a hackathon, like I am focusing on a backend, or I am focusing on a machine learning algorithm, and I don't have time for front end, or let's say I don't have skills for front end. I'll go with a front end library. Let's say I'm working on a personal project and I want to make it look beautiful, and yeah, I don't have any prior designing or front end experience. I'll go with the front end library. And let's say I'm working for my team and I have an idea on my mind and I want to implement that idea, but yeah, I want it to look kinda appealing, so I'll go with a front-end library. Now, why not Bootstrap? The thing is, that I find most of the sites that are made using Bootstrap kinda looks the same. So I don't like the UI of Bootstrap. Everybody have their own preferences, and I personally don't like Bootstrap. So that's why I chose DaisyUI. And from now, we are going to cover DaisyUI. So let's jump to the installation first.
Live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings.
Before jumping on to installation, I will assume some things. I'll assume that you guys are familiar with React, or you guys know a little bit about React and build something using React. Right, and I will assume that you guys know how to use Tailwind CSS. If not, have basic knowledge of Tailwind. And I'll assume that let's say you have not worked with Bootstrap before. So these are the initial assumptions that I'm going to have about you guys before starting. So now let's start. First thing first, we'll go to the home page of the DaisyUI. So here's the home page of DaisyUI. Now, what this course is about? It's about covering a front-end library. But front-end library comes and goes. Today we are using DaisyUI, but in future we may find another front-end library that is more appealing than DaisyUI to us. So then what? Will we look for a course for that library too online? I think not. So what I will focus on this course is not teaching you guys. I'll focus to make you guys read the documentation. I'll act like a noob, and I'll also figure out how to use it with you guys. So let's jump to the documentation. So now we want to install the library, right? So let's jump to the documentation and let's click on how to use. Here we can see install. So by reading the documentation, we find that we need Node.js and Tailwind CSS installed. And I'll assume that you guys have Node.js installed with you, because if you guys know React, you have worked with Node.js. Still, if you don't know how to install Node.js, we will just type Node.js, right? And we will download. I will recommend that you download LTS. LTS stands for long-term support, and it is the most stable version out right now, right? So go with the LTS and just do next, next, next. Install it like installation will be easier. And now go to the terminal. If you are a Windows user, you can go to the PowerShell or command prompt and type node -v. When we do node -v, we will get version. If you don't get version and get some error, that means that installation did not go well. So now back to our main topic, how to install DaisyUI. So before installing DaisyUI, we are going to create a project. So I will use Vite in this case. I'll just type npm create Vite @latest. Let me zoom in, and I will give the name UI testing, or I will say DaisyUI testing, and I will select React, and then I will select JavaScript. So now our project has been initialized, and I guess, yeah, I did a mistake here. What I needed to do, I wanted to install this on my desktop, but I did it somewhere else. So let me just install it to my desktop again. So I will do cd desktop, and now I am on my desktop, and now I can install. So I'll just go and type npm create Vite @latest. Then I will give it the name DaisyUI testing, and then I will select React, then I will select JavaScript. Now the project is been created. So I'll just open the Visual Studio Code, and okay, so here is the DaisyUI, and I will just drag and drop, and now I will open the terminal here, and here I will type npm i. This will install the node modules. Yeah, so now the node modules are installed, and now we will jump back to the documentation. So here's the documentation. Yep. So here we can see we need to install Node.js that was already installed on my system, and now we have to install Tailwind CSS. So I will open the link, and now I'll go to the documentation of the Tailwind CSS, and here I'll just go to the frameworks guide, and then I'll go to the Vite, and then I'll just copy this command. So I assumed that you guys know how to use Tailwind. Still, I am explaining how to install Tailwind. So here it is written install Tailwind CSS, and I'll just copy these commands, and then I'll just paste them here. And now Tailwind CSS is getting installed. And now I'll open the site again, and then I'll copy tailwind config.js, and I will open my tailwind config.js and paste it here. And then I'll just copy the index.css, and in the source folder I'll open the index.css, and first thing first, I want to reset the CSS, and then I will paste it. And I will also reset the app CSS. Yep. So now we are good to go. We have installed Tailwind CSS. Now what we need to run npm dev, but we will do that in a minute. And now we are going to install DaisyUI. So let's get started with DaisyUI. So we have to copy this command, npm i -d DaisyUI latest. So we will copy it. We will open the terminal, and I will just clear the terminal first and then I'll run this command. Yep, so we have installed DaisyUI 2, and now then add DaisyUI to your Tailwind config.js. So I will just copy this plugins line, and in my Tailwind config.js I will replace this plugins line. Yep, so we are good to go and installation is complete. Now I'll run npm run dev to run our project, and let me just confirm that it is installed, right? So don't get confused here what I will do. So let me just confirm it that it's been installed. You don't need to follow along on this step. Yep, DaisyUI is working now. So in this video we covered how to install DaisyUI. In the next video we will actually start learning DaisyUI. So stay tuned guys for the next one.
俺はモンキー D ルフィ海賊王になる男だ